Have you ever walked away from a conversation and felt drained, even though no harsh word was spoken? Some people don't need to shout or lie to hurt you. They manipulate through silence, tension, guilt. They don't erupt like a storm. They erode like a slow tide, stealing your peace, your clarity, and over time, even your sense of self. The Stoics had a name for this invisible invasion. They taught, what you allow into your soul, you are responsible for. Not everything that knocks on your door deserves a welcome. This isn't just a modern struggle, it's an ancient one. We all face emotional invaders, so the real question is, how do we protect our inner sanctuary in a world full of hidden chaos? How do we remain centered, grounded, when others try to shake us loose? That's exactly what we're going to explore today, through the timeless lens of Stoic wisdom. 7 Stoic strategies to handle toxic people. 1. Recognize emotional manipulation. Not all poison comes in a bottle. Sometimes it walks into your life smiling, then slowly pulls threads from your peace, until you're left wondering why you always feel heavy after being around them. Toxic people don't always use words. They use silence, guilt, pressure, confusion. And over time, their chaos becomes yours. You carry it without realizing. Like emotional weight you never signed up for. The Stoics taught, you are responsible for what you allow into your soul. That's not blame, that's empowerment. Because awareness is the first step to freedom. So ask yourself, is this feeling really mine or something I've absorbed from someone else? Is this fatigue, confusion, frustration truly yours? Or has it been transferred to you, drop by drop, by someone who thrives in control? Recognizing manipulation doesn't make you cynical. It makes you conscious. And when you see clearly, you can finally choose differently. 2. Don't take the bait. Detach emotionally. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to thrive on your reaction? They push just the right buttons, stir the pot, and then sit back to watch the show. But here's the truth the Stoics knew well. Every time you react, you hand over your power. Detaching emotionally doesn't mean you don't care. It means you choose clarity over chaos. You refuse to let someone else's storm knock over your inner calm. Think of it like this: if someone throws emotional fire at you, are you going to add fuel? Or simply not pick it up? Their drama belongs to them. Their anger, their games, that's their mirror, not yours. The Stoic doesn't flinch because they've trained their mind to pause, to breathe, to respond rather than react. In that stillness, something powerful happens. You regain control. And in that quiet control, you find peace. And peace? That's where your real strength begins. 3. Stay emotionally detached. Don't react. Let's be honest, some people don't want resolution. They want a reaction. They poke, provoke, push because your reaction feeds them. It gives them the illusion of control. But here's what the Stoics understood better than anyone. Reacting emotionally is like handing over your steering wheel. Now they're driving, not you. Emotional detachment doesn't mean you don't feel. It means you choose how, when, and whether to respond at all. It's strength, not indifference. It's choosing to be the calm, not the storm. Imagine someone throws chaos at you like a rope. You don't have to catch it. You can simply let it fall at your feet and walk away. When you remain still, unshaken, not numb but clear, you reclaim your peace. And peace, in a world addicted to outrage, is a kind of quiet superpower. So ask yourself, is this mine to carry, or can I let it pass through me, untouched? That's freedom. That's Stoic mastery. 4. Practice rational indifference. There's a quiet kind of power in not needing to be liked, not being shaken by praise, not being wounded by insult. Marcus Aurelius said it best: when others blame or insult you, turn inward to your reason. In other words, don't outsource your identity to strangers. Stoic indifference isn't about being cold. It's about being free. It means your self-worth isn't riding the emotional roller coaster of other people's moods. You're not more valuable because someone claps, and you're not less because someone criticizes. Ask yourself, who gets to define you today? Is it that one comment online? That co-worker's mood? Or is it the values you've spent years building within? True power is quiet. It's the man or woman who can stand in a storm of opinions and not flinch. You don't need to argue. You don't need to prove. You just need to know who you are and act from that truth. And that, my friend, is Stoic strength. 5. Limit or cut off contact. Not everyone deserves a seat at your table. Some people bring nourishment. Others bring noise. And knowing the difference, that's not cruelty. That's wisdom. Epictetus said, "You are capable of choice." And one of the most powerful choices you can make is distance. If someone constantly violates your peace, drains your energy, or leaves you questioning your worth, it's not noble to endure it. It's not kind to shrink yourself for the comfort of others. It's okay to walk away. It's okay to say, "Not here. Not anymore." Your peace is not a luxury, it's a boundary. And protecting it is just as sacred as protecting your values or your health. You don't need a dramatic exit. Sometimes the most powerful goodbye is a quiet shift of presence, a respectful distance. Because when you stop giving access to those who abuse it, you make room for people who honor it. And that is how peace begins again. 6. Cultivate inner peace through daily practice. Inner peace isn't something you stumble into during a crisis. It's something you build quietly, deliberately long before the storm ever hits. Like a garden, it needs tending every day. The Stoics didn't wait for chaos to test their strength. They practiced calm like a discipline, through journaling, reflection, meditation. Not as a ritual, but as a way of returning to themselves. What grounds you? Maybe it's 5 minutes in the morning with your thoughts. Maybe it's writing down what you can control and releasing what you can't. Or simply sitting still, listening to your own breath. Because when you build calm on the inside, the noise outside loses its grip. You stop reacting. You start responding, not from fear, not from ego, but from presence. The world can be messy, loud, unpredictable. But your inner space? That can be sacred if you choose to make it so. And it starts not in a crisis, but in a quiet daily return to clarity. 7. Choose healing, not revenge. There's a line from Marcus Aurelius I return to often. The best revenge is to be unlike your enemy. And he was right. The deepest wounds aren't always physical. They're the kind that quietly change who we are. Someone betrays us, and we become guarded. Someone disrespects us, and we harden. But here's the thing. Pain doesn't have to define us unless we let it. Revenge might feel satisfying in the moment. But healing? Healing sets you free. Forgiveness isn't about pretending it didn't hurt. It's saying, yes, it hurt, but it won't shape who I become. You forgive not to excuse them, but to release yourself. Because rising doesn't mean becoming colder. It means becoming clearer, stronger, more rooted in your values, not their actions. So ask yourself, do I want to mirror their behavior or master my own? True victory isn't payback. It's peace. The world can feel like a storm cloud, fast, unpredictable. But here's the truth. Your soul doesn't have to match its chaos. You don't need to shout just because the world is shouting. You don't need to fight every battle just because it invites you in. The Stoics didn't escape the world, they stood still within it. They chose virtue over reaction, peace over pride, clarity over noise. And maybe that's your invitation too. Not to run from the storm, but to become the calm inside it. To be the person who doesn't flinch, who doesn't mirror the madness, but who leads with presence, with depth, with purpose. Because in the end, strength isn't about shouting louder, it's about standing quieter, longer. If this message resonates with you, subscribe to Stoic True Wisdom. Let's walk this path of inner strength, one simple, steady step at a time.